You're watching Game Changers TV, powered by Community Foundation, Middle Tennessee.
Black philanthropy is something that Black folks have carried with us across the transatlantic slave passage. When we didn't have anything else, we had our generosity, we had our love. We even had the love for each other. Those shackled together, we were also protecting and honoring each other. And that's what Black philanthropy is all about, is protecting and loving and sharing and being in joy and love with each other, even against all odds, even when we're put in disparaging situations. We love each other. And that's what Black philanthropy is for me.
First of all, I think people get it very confused. I was recently in a conversation. Recently, someone was saying they were scared of the word philanthropy. And I was like, that's interesting. Because if you break down the word philanthropy, it literally means love of humanity. And I was like, I don't get it. So Black philanthropy to me is sort of an intentional way of including us in the conversation. So philanthropy sometimes has been co-opted to mean something totally different than it really does mean, right? Love of humanity. And on the continent, it's been pretty consistent. Susu, if we're looking at West Africa, Harambe, if we're looking at East Africa, the old concept of Ubuntu, that is the same. And so for us to sort of Black philanthropy really has a conversation around us engaging in that word in a more American type way. We don't have a word for that. All across the continent, we have words for philanthropy and giving, loving of humanity. And so Black philanthropy, to me, it's just the American version of what we already know.
Black philanthropy is the backbone of the Black community. When we think about folks who, during racial segregation, didn't have access to institutions, Black philanthropy, Black giving was what gave folks access to houses, gave folks access to churches, hospitals, banks, schools. I think more importantly, Black philanthropy also was the nucleus that funded the Civil Rights Movement. And so when we think about Black giving, reading right now historically, Black folks are on the other end of the racial wealth gap, but we give 25% more than white households annually, making up more than $11 billion in giving on a year-to-year basis. So Black giving is the backbone to the Black community.
Also, my thoughts on Black philanthropy is that I'm very proud of Black people and our philanthropic spirit. Black people have a long history of being philanthropic, being giving, being generous. And I think we're just getting started to just imagine what we have put into the world in terms of philanthropic contributions based on years of oppression and years of missed opportunity. I'm just so excited for the future and what Black philanthropy will mean.
My thoughts on Black philanthropy, I'm amazed at the progress that's been made in the last 10 to 15 years in acknowledging the organizations that support Black philanthropy and that bring attention and awareness to the organizations that are in need of donor support. I think there's lots of opportunity here in Nashville to continue to support the ecosystem for Black philanthropy. And I'm an avid supporter myself of making sure organizations are seen who are both interested in being donors and are recipients of donations through Black philanthropy efforts here in Nashville.
Whenever I think about Black philanthropy, I think about my late grandmother, and she was definitely a philanthropist, but you won't find the name Pearlie McAdoo on any building or on the donor recognition list in the annual reports. But she gave way beyond her means, and it was all to help the community. And my dad, he tells stories all the time about how she wasn't able to provide enough food for them as a family, and as soon as she was able to get enough money to go buy groceries, she'd find another family that needed it more. And so she'd bring home the groceries, and then half of them would leave their house to go to another family. And of course he didn't get that at the time, but he recognized what she was doing and passed that along to me as well. And I think that that's a common thread that you see in Black philanthropy all the time, because we are able to relate to people because we've all struggled in some way. And so because of that, we're moved to give more.